In the sprawling world of Faerûn, where dark syndicates pull the strings and every tavern cellar might just be a dungeon in disguise, a new legend is about to be forged. This is the tale of a most potent brew. And yep, that is a direct quote from one of our heroes. You'd think that's from some epic dragon-slaying finale, right? Nope. That was said maybe 15 minutes into his very first mission. So, how on earth did we get here? Let's dive in. So who are these legendary heroes? You know, the ones handpicked by the shadowy Xantarium network for a job of dire importance. Well, let's meet the crew. All right, first up, we've got Valrix Kalzora, a tiefling monk who's all about that discipline. Then there's Berlaka Vildren, another tiefling, but this one's a pious cleric, the supposed moral compass of the group. Tagging along is Jinkle Ironcrank, a cunning little gnome rogue. And rounding out this powerhouse team is Farquaad, the mighty human fighter. Or, well, that's what it says on paper anyway. Yeah. See, if you ask Farquaad himself, he'll tell you he's actually a minotaur trapped in a human's body. The backstory is a whole thing. It involves a brain injury, a ship, a mysterious egg. You know what? It actually explains a lot. So their shady contact, a guy named Sly Valerius, slides them their very first contract. And it's a classic starter quest. Clear out some rats from the cellar of the Wizard's Tower Brewing Company. Super simple job, good pay. What could possibly go wrong? The owner of the brewery, a gnome named Glowkindle, pours them a pint and gives them one crucial bit of info. These rats? They're the size of dogs, and he's very specific about it. Big dogs, too, not poodles. An important distinction, apparently. So, with that very clear warning in mind, our heroes head down into the cellar, ready for what history will no doubt remember as the Great Rat Massacre. The second their boots hit the cellar floor, they are ambushed. Not by one, not by two, but by a coordinated tactical strike from 8 giant, definitely not poodle-sized rats. Oh boy, this slide pretty much says it all, doesn't it? The party went in expecting a quick and easy win, but their cleric, Berlaka, went down almost immediately. They thought they'd be performing heroic deeds. Instead, 2 of them ended the fight with a single, solitary hit point left, just clinging to life. They figured, maybe a few minor scratches, and what they got was a near-total party wipe. Against the rats. The rats! So after this one single fight, our heroes make what we'll call a calculated tactical retreat. They march right back upstairs, tell the brewery owner they need a room, and immediately take a long rest. A full 8 hours sleep to recover. It had been a really tough 15 minutes, you guys. Okay, so, rested and fully healed after their extensive break, they venture back down. This time, they find a hole the rats were coming from, which leads into this forgotten wizard's basement. And that brings us to the next chapter, Puzzles, Pride, and Pratfalls. They find a big mural on the floor that is just screaming, "I am a trap." Their approach to this puzzle is, well, it's a masterclass in creative thinking. First, they roll a full barrel at it, which is immediately sliced in 2. Okay, plan D. Farquaad just tries to throw another barrel at it. When that fails, the next logical step, obviously, is to start chucking pieces of a dead rat to test the tiles. The grand finale? Farquaad just gets impatient, walks on it anyway, and gets smacked by a blade. Genius. And here's the best part. The actual solution was written in plain gold script on the wall right next to them the whole time. A simple little poem that spelled out the exact safe path. Air, then grass, then water, then fire. No barrel tossing or rat chucking required. Having finally outsmarted the floor, our heroes press on, deeper into what looks like an old alchemical lab. Which leads us, of course, to our next chapter, Spiders, Potions, and Secrets. So the room is covered in scorch marks, thick webs, and there's even a charred skeleton of a giant rat. As they step inside, what else? A giant inferno spider drops from the ceiling. Of course it does. This fight was another nail-biter, and this little chart of Veiltrix the Monk's health tells the whole story. He starts the fight at a healthy 7 hit points. The spider's flaming bite immediately drops him to just 1. Berlaka, our cleric, thankfully lands a healing spell, bring him right back up to 7. It's a real roller coaster of emotions. After the fight, Valrix, our disciplined monk, decides he's going to check out a storeroom all by himself. And what does he find? A jackpot. A potion of invisibility, a potion of vitality, and 2 desperately needed potions of healing. What a find for the team.
Except he pockets every single bottle, walks out of the room to his nearly dead friends, and just says, "Nothing in here, guys. We're good." A true hero. A real team player, that Valix. After one last thankfully easy fight with some giant centipedes, the basement is finally clear. It's time to wrap up this harrowing ordeal and get to the good part. Payday and a new quest. So let's just recap this simple rat problem, shall we? Day 1, get the quest, almost get taken out by rats, take an 8-hour nap. Day 2, argue about a floor for an hour, fight a fiery spider, take another 8-hour nap. Day 3, finally kill the last few bugs and crawl back to the surface. 3 full days to clear out a basement.
So, what did they get for all that trouble? 35 gold pieces each, which is not bad, plus some silver plates and a wizard's spellbook they could sell. A tidy little profit. But, of course, we know the most valuable loot from this adventure remains Valerix's priceless and very, very secret potion collection. Somehow, their contact Sly Valerius is impressed enough to offer them a new job, this time involving a high society auction, which really leaves us with the only question that matters. They barely survived a brewery basement. How in the world are they going to survive polite society?